Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing today? Another week, last week of October. I mean, things are just flying. I don't know about you, man, but it is just flying in my, I don't know, maybe it's just me, my brain. I don't know, maybe I'm just old, whatever it is, but man, time is a flying. I appreciate everybody jumping on in here. Shout out to those who are coming on in from Piper Academy. I won't be able to be too active in the chat today because I am on my own today. T.I. Joe will be joining me, change in his schedule a little bit. So unfortunately, you're stuck with just me. And as things and people are coming on in here, but even without T.I. Joe, I'm gonna say cheers to you. Got to get some coffee in here. Cheers, because Lord knows I need me some coffee to keep me going throughout this live stream. So I appreciate all of you. Hey, you know the drill, man. Right here, like, subscribe, share, put it on out there. I appreciate all of you. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the chat in a minute. Because like I said, I'm sure Piper Academy is kind of jumping on in here. So welcome everybody. Army Piper, thank you for doing that and shipping everybody on over here. So again, you stuck with just me, but I'm going to do my best to kind of keep it on going. Now, you ain't going to see no TA from me today. I'm sorry. It's just not going to be happening. But we will take a look at what the current prices are on maybe the top 20 on CoinGecko. So hopefully that is good with you. And then we're going to look at a bunch of other things. As always, the debt, the DOGE, I'm not going to neglect that. And I'll tell you what, this US debt, T.I. Joe's been teasing me about it for having a blood pressure meter here on the actual screen. And man, I probably need that. I'm just saying, because doggy, it's just, yeah, it's going up and going up. We were in that like nice 29 billion range there for a little while. The government's not even okay. I'm getting off on my tangent already. The government's not even open, and the debt is just climbing through the proverbial roof. Anyway, I've got all that and more coming up today. Let's go give a quick shout out to the chat. And for those that are at don't know, I'm trying to get my finger to show up. I don't know why it's not showing up, but up in this corner up there, that QR code, that is to the to my coin tree. Basically put together by Naomi Brockwell for crypto people. It'll take you to all of my official social media accounts. Also, I forgot all about it. I have Nightbot here, so we'll see if Nightbot actually kicks off. So there you go. We'll see if that let's see if I set it up correctly. I honestly didn't even have a chance to test it. So we're gonna find out. In the meantime, let's jump on in and say hi to everybody that's piling on in here or was already here, because Crypto Princess, I know she's probably like sleeping right now. No, wait, it's midday for her, right? The evening for her. So, but she stopped by real quick to say, give the lovely emojis. Appreciate Crypto Princess. Thank you very much. And let's see, Dylan. I love Dylan. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. Appreciate the well wishes. And let's see who else we got. Dave P. Dave P was one of the winners on Friday night's Crypto on the Rocks 100th episode. He won the Rover, actually. Thank you to Damn It Dave for offering that up as part of the giveaways for this past Crypto on the Rocks. I hope you all enjoyed that show. Onward and upward from here with regard to that. So congratulations. And let's see who else we got. All set in the house. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. And yes, Army Piper, thank you for shipping everybody over here. I know you might not have been here when I was saying that earlier, but there it is. And let's see, little Caspa in the house. And Dave Digital with the magnets. Again, unfortunately, I'm going solo today. No Joe. He had a change in his schedule, so he's not going to be here with me today. I'm going to do my best to make it happen for you today and keep this somewhat interesting. I won't be able to actually go and engage in the chat and actually get a little bit of break. So I'm hoping my voice holds out. Cheers again. Let's get some coffee here. But yes, no Joe today, so we'll do our best. We're gonna look at least like the top 20 on CoinGecko, see what the price is, because again, I'm not the guy who's gonna do that TA for you. Boomer Piper sent me here. Username, and for those who are channel members, username emojis in the chat. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. You'd think the debt would be helped with the shutdown. BC, welcome, first off. And second off, yes, exactly. Kind of my point, which is why the blood pressure is kind of already going through the roof. So I appreciate you for highlighting that. Anyway. All right. I'm just scanning real quick to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I don't want to not shout somebody out. Oh, Sadie in the house. Yes. Don't forget to smash up that button. And we will go from there. All right. So let's kick this thing off, and I'll try to keep up on the chat. So keep that conversation going. Appreciate all you very much. As always, I'm going to start out with some Bitcoin news. Normally we do that before Joe gets to the chart, but there you go. What's this? I got a donation for some CCMTA. Oh, do you though? Obviously, we're going to have to torque. We're going to have to torque. Talk. Oh my God, my New England and Boston was username is coming out because even if you're from just about anywhere in New England, you sound like you're from Boston. So it's what it is. And yeah, that command, I haven't programmed that command into Nightbot yet. Sorry, BC. But there you go. All right, let's get this thing going with the first piece of Bitcoin news. Listen, Joe and I, well, not just Joe and I, pretty much every stream I'm on, I talk about, the insider trading that goes on in DC and just the way, in particular, Trump and the family, Trump, are manipulating, in my opinion, the crypto markets and, just basically lining their pockets with this. And in my opinion, at the expense of this space. But here we go. American Bitcoin, which is their Bitcoin mining company, just acquired another 1,414 BTC. This gives them just under 4,000 BTC right now in their coffers. What do I just see? I see something in here. Oh, Piper with the super chat. T. Yeah, that Piper, you know what? I ain't that guy. You want to come on, Piper? I will let you come on and do some TA. You let me know what you are on, but I appreciate that super chat, and I have an actual, there it is. Super chat. There it is. Trying to keep up with the sound effects and get everything else going. Appreciate it. That's a serious invitation, by the way, Piper. You want to come on, you're more than welcome. Steve Hickey just joined on in here. Appreciate you. I see you, Steve Hickey. You don't have to program Nightbot. Yes, I'm aware that Nightbot comes with some program commands already in it, and then you can add your custom commands, that kind of thing. But yeah. Fart is not one of the ones that I have programmed on in there. Just saying. And Steve Hickey saying he's lurking from the gym. Appreciate you being in here. And Automatic Beats in the house. Automatic Beats. We're going to be looking, because no T.I. Joe today, we're going to be looking at the top 20 coins. So you know what's going to be in there. So go ahead. Put it in the chat right now, and we'll go from there. Crypto Jar in the house. Appreciate you being here. Thank you, Jar. And Sonny is here. Man, everybody's here. This is the place to be this morning. Appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look at the next piece of Bitcoin related news that I had queued. Oops, sorry, guys. Kicked it off before I was meant to do that. But hit the right button and see. You know what, Piper? I'm going to tell you right now. I am fully appreciating how difficult it is to, go solo. So much appreciated. Thank you very much. And Piper saying, nice coffee. I get it, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And what? Oh, BC. There you go. I appreciate you, man. That was nice of you. Thank you so much. And there we go.
Super chat.
Not expecting any of that love, but I appreciate the love, guys. Appreciate the love. All right. So the next piece right here is Senator Lummis. We like Senator Lummis. She's out there or down there, I guess, up there, depending on where you are in this country, talking. Whoops, wait, let me get rid of that. Talking about Bitcoin in particular, but crypto in general down in DC, working on the framework legislation that I'd like to say is coming to and through Congress. Unfortunately, with the government shutdown, did you know the government was shut down? Just saying. That's coming, but yet not coming. Just saying. Anyway, let's listen to what she had to say real quick. It's like 20 seconds long, but you'll get the point as she continues to promote Bitcoin.
I encourage people to buy and hold. I encourage them to say Bitcoin for their retirement, for their future. And that's because as the Congress spends trillions and trillions of dollars and is flooding our economy and the world economy with US dollars, there's no way that we cannot debase the value of the US dollars.
And that right there sums it up in a 23-second nutshell. So again, DCA. If you have, okay, you know what? Let me do this. Hey, why did that not work? Well, that was horrible. Anyway, again, every Friday night, Crypto on the Rocks, 7 p.m. Eastern time, I show you how DCA and HODL. And if you have very little money, I say that's the strategy for you. If you have extra capital, the dynamic DCA plan that Crypto Piper puts out that you guys can get by being part of the alumni, link in the description, go ahead and join that. Then that's the way to go, obviously. So there you go. Yes, Dave, exactly. Only 20 seconds, but to the point. Yes. And Lummis understands. Yes, she does. She really does. And again, a great advocate for this space, obviously, in general, but man, we need more of that. We need more of it because most people don't have a clue. And there's so much stuff. There's so much noise out there. So much noise with all the different things going on. And I don't want to get down my own rabbit hole here because Joe's not here to pull me back from the precipice. But there you go. There's so much stuff going on. It's easy to not be able to focus on, keeping anything but keeping your head above water. But more people are and more money is moving into this space. And why is this not going? There we go. We've regained $4 trillion in the market cap, and we're going to take a quick look at that. I'm going to refresh it in a second. So that's great. Lots of good money coming in. And Piper showed you the altcoin season index, and boy, man, that is crazy. We are not going to be in altcoin season. And if you didn't watch Dave Digital's Simple Terms podcast this past Saturday, and every Saturday for that matter, 9 a.m. Eastern time, you missed out because he broke down a lot of this. Okay, well, some altcoins are basically like doing okay. Which ones? Well, go back and watch that. And matter of fact, if any of the mods that are here, you want to drop a link to that, please go right ahead and do that. And that will give you a good look at some of that. And now, before we go and take a look at CoinGecko, Fear and Greed Index. Got to check the Fear and Greed Index as we do on every Monday. Fear and Greed Index at 51. Again, the resets in about 8 hours on this particular site that I'm using right here. But if you look, I mean, we've pulled up out of fear, which last week it shows you. And when Joe and I were live, that's where we were. We were at 29. So like fear. And just with this last uptick in money coming into the cryptocurrency space, etc., we are moving that meter on up. And I put in a poll. So if you're here on YouTube, please take part in that poll. I'm interested to see. Basically, I asked, do you think October is back? We only got a week. Left to October here. And do you think it's back? Yes or no? I kept it simple. Normally, I would put out some third random choice there in the in the poll, but I decided to keep it simple, stupid, as they say, and just put yes or no. So take part of that. We'll take a look at that before the stream is over. And yeah, I was just about to say there are plenty of altcoins that are in season. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I was surprised that one of them, I mean, I thought I hold it, which was because it broke it out, privacy coins as well. And one of them was Pirate Chain, ticker ARRR. Anyway, and I was surprised that was the case. I mean, I don't follow its price action that long. I've got a bag, I hold it. It's tossed aside. It's what it is, you know. And that was one of the ones that actually was in that breakdown that Dave Digital did on the Simple Terms podcast. And yeah, you're welcome, Dave. I mean, I'll tell you what, again, like I said, if you're not watching the Simple Terms podcast on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern time, I know, especially after Crypto on the Rocks, boy, I'll tell you what, that was a struggle for me to get up and be there. Yeah. Anyway, and yeah, buy fear, sell greed. Facts, BC, facts. And yes, I've always liked Pirate Chain. I always have. Hold a bag. It is what it is. Listen, privacy coins are going to have their place again. Here we go. Try not to get off on my tangent right now. Privacy coins, I say it all the time when we talk about privacy coins, they're going to have their place. And as we move forward, they're going to have more and more of a place, in my opinion, in this market. Now, I love Monero, like I say all the time, right over there, mining Monero on that computer. But we've seen a lot of different issues with regard to Monero. And I know there's been a lot of movement lately with Zcash. I don't know. Never really been a Zcash fan per se, but it is what it is. I understand, and I'm not against it by any means. I don't hold any, full disclosure. But you know, I do like Darrow. I do like R. I keep wanting to say R. Pirates in the chat, baby. But I do like Pirate Chain. And most alts trash. Yeah, facts. And there you go. Automatic Beats liking Zek. And like I said, I don't know, something about it. I was never, I don't know. I just never hit me that I should invest in Zcash. That was it. I was surprised with Dash and other ones of your favorite. Yeah, Dash. I'm telling you what, Dash, in my opinion, is a sleeper. It does, in my opinion, what Bitcoin should do. You can spend it. It's immediate. You don't got to wait 10 minutes for anything to go through, and boom, it's done. And I think it's going to increase in price. That's honestly what I do my DCA every week. You guys see it every Friday. And that Dash is one of the other items that when I have the extra money, I've been DCAing into that because I really think long term that's going to be beneficial. So again, not to get off on that tangent, appreciate everybody and their patience with that. Now again, normally this is where Joe would be chiming in with the Bitcoin chart, but again, hopefully Joe will be here on Wednesday. We'll see. I'll let you know. But right now, you got me. So we're going to take a look at the top 20 because, yeah, no TA acts. I appreciate all you guys with that. But yeah, maybe I'll work on that to do some base level, like yeah, support resistance TA going forward. But right now we're sitting here looking at Bitcoin at hovering, and has been at around that 115K mark. And again, I'm interested to see, what do you think with regard to what's going to happen with Bitcoin? Now, this is one simple guy's opinion. I think we might see a little bit more upward price action on Bitcoin, but I think it's going to be lagging to set new all-time highs. That's just my opinion. I think we're gonna go visit some of those support levels down closer to 100K. My opinion. Wait, I should probably put up the, because I'll be saying it all the time, right? So I should probably, there we go. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, old guy on the interwebs. I'm waiting for BC. I'm waiting for BC to be jumping in with that. He loves to promote my little saying there. Yeah, well, we'll talk later, because BC and Battelle, and I are live tonight for Hot on the Line. We're going to be talking AI tonight. I haven't had the opportunity to set up that stream, and we'll talk about it toward the end of this stream to remind you what's coming up in this current week that we're going into here. But yeah, BC, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But let's keep going here. Ethereum in that second spot, back up over $4,100. So there we go. Tether, who gives a shit? XRP, another one that I say, who cares? But because you guys know how I feel about XRP, and if Joe were here, he'd be showing you his XRP chart. If you know, you know. And $2.66 on XRP. I got no opinion with regard to that. BNB, kind of doing that slow uptick, $1,141 currently here. I just refreshed this just so everybody knows. So these are the current prices here. And automatic beats, here you go. Solana, 199.75. Matter of fact, Jar, if Jar's still hanging out here in the chat, there you go, Jar. 199, so just under that $200 mark. And what's this? My next upside target for BTC, 132, 133-ish. Well, there you go. I'm again no TA guy, but I'm just going off sentiment, what I see when I look at the chart as I'll go novice. I'll put that word out there. It just doesn't, I don't know, doesn't embody me with strength. Just saying. There you go. Sold to 1K. Oh, well, I was waiting for sold to the moon, but okay, sold to 1K. Yeah, yes, Jar is still here. There you go, brother. And yeah, there you go. So close, but yeah, so close yet so far. There you go. BNB, also an elite alt. Yeah, if you're into exchange coins, BNB, I mean, huge moves. No argument there at all. All right, let's keep going here. I don't want to linger too long here. I want to go keep moving on through. Doge sitting at 20 cents. I mean, we've seen some interesting price action, in my opinion, with Doge recently. And if there's a meme coin that's going to have some decent price action, this is probably it. If you're coming from Piper Academy, you saw he put out the played that Tom Crown video with some of those altcoins and the way those charts look. I mean, just pathetic. I mean, we've seen the whole pump crap on Solana. Part of the reason why I'm not a Solana fan, but anyway, so yeah, Doge, I think at least has an opportunity. Tron, up in the number 10 spot. First off, wow, 29.8 cents, so just under that 30-cent mark. Tron made some good moves overall. Again, not necessarily a Tron fan with Justin Sun, that kind of thing, but the Tron blockchain does what you want in crypto and completes transactions. And if you're looking to do USDT, most people want it on Tron because of the fees. They're just down in the dirt. So why not? And then yeah, better late than never, automatic beats. I appreciate that. Anyway, so let's keep going. Cardano down to 67 cents. And I mean, I get it. It's kind of, it was lower than that, kind of pumping back up here, but I don't know. Cardano in this number 11 spot. First off, props. A lot of things going on Cardano. Props. But I don't know, man. I really think Cardano, at least in the near term, and my near term is the next, I don't know, year. It's going to struggle, in my opinion, at least for price action, to get back into the $1 plus range. My humble opinion. I don't know why. It just is. And again, I hold Cardano, stake Cardano, big proponent, have been for like ever that I've been here with regard to Cardano. But as far as price action is concerned, yeah, man, not a, yeah. I don't even know what the hell this is. Figure HELOC. No clue. But it's in the number 15 spot at just under $1. Chainlink, fan of Chainlink, like Chainlink, you know, for what it is, I still think it has a decent future here. $18.41. Again, in my opinion, anything under the $20 mark is, you know, is a good deal. Is a good deal. Yeah, and Dave Digital, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat and deal with this, so appreciate everybody's patience. Tron, also one of the elites. Yeah, its price action has been going good. Appreciate that price action very much. I hold some Tron, not a lot, but I do hold a little bit of Tron, have for a long time, and so for me, it's I'm in the profit here at this point with regard to that. BC saying I made money off Solana at the beginning of the run. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I get it. I'm not a, yeah, trade it, don't get married to it, right? We hear that all the time. Really, Tech Man in the house. First off, welcome, Tech Man. Appreciate you being here. Ada Cadena merge possible. I did see a lot of the information about that, but I haven't seen anything recently with regard to that. So there you go. We'll see. I'll keep an ear to that, and we'll bring it up on here. Ada is another that can go 2.0. This is BC saying this. We'll see if they can get cross-chain compatibility or not. If they don't, they're dead. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm still, there was all this pump about bringing BTC liquidity into Cardano, et cetera, and again, lots of building going on Cardano. I know that we see it all the time, and bottom line is, I'm not necessarily bearish on Cardano if you are doing like I do and you're buying and you're holding for the long term, and you know, take the price action for what it is and trade and make the money you need to with regard to, you know, Cardano or like any other coin for that matter. All right, let's keep going down. Hyperliquid right here up, look at this, almost 20% the last week, and 46.95. I mean, Hyperliquid on a roll here, on a tear. Bitcoin Cash, speaking of on a tear, up over 17% in the last week, $565 currently at this point. Again, I hold very little Bitcoin Cash because to me, Bitcoin Cash is kind of like Litecoin, kind of like Dash. You use it for what it's meant to be used for. Pay shit, and hold on to your Bitcoin. And then to round out the top 20 here, Stellar Lumens, again, another full disclosure, another one that I hold a bag of, pretty much even. I mean, down just under 1% in 7 days, up 0.8% right now today in the last 24 hours. I think it has a decent future there as well. Again, my humble opinion. Old guy, interwebs. And all right, let's get off the not financial advice, because it ain't financial advice. Don't do what I do, man. Shit. Anyway, all right, let's take a look. We're going to look at the debt and the Doge. Let me reset a little bit here. We're going to take a look at the debt. We're going to take a look at the Doge. We're going to I'll lament about what's going on with regard to that. We're going to talk about another service downgrading the U.S. credit rating. We are going to talk about what economic information there might be and will be coming out this week, despite the government shutdown. We're going to talk about CZ's pardon. We're going to talk about Binance jumping in and playing the game in DC. and a bunch of other stuff. So sit tight, and we're gonna move on into all that now. Okay, so here we go. What I like to do is show you where we were a week ago today. And 1 week ago, when Joe and I were live here on the stream, what did I just do? Did that show up? Oh God, I hate doing this by myself. Anyway, boom, there it is. That's better. This is where we were with regard to the debt. And honestly, I was hopeful, as it was 37,919,000,000,000, that we would not quite crease that $38 trillion mark prior to today's stream. Obviously, that happened, and it's passed, and we're going to take a look at the current debt clock momentarily. But just for the mention that Doge cuts still kind of trickling along again. I thought they'd grow further even without Elon being there. 678 billion. So where are we today with this current clock? And I'll, like I said, try not to get my blood pressure too up and over the top here. But look at this. We've not only went over that $38 trillion mark, we are approximately $110 billion increased in the last 7 days. This is, well, I'm preaching to the choir here with everybody that's currently in the chat. This is obviously unsustainable, completely unsustainable. I'm just, BC says, I like BCH, so go figure. Well, God love you, man. I got no problem with Bitcoin Cash. Again, use it for what it's meant to be used for. My humble opinion. Mining stocks, welcome. Sent you a message on X. Don't forget to get back to me, please. And BC saying Moody's is the only ratings company that really matters. Well, I don't disagree. They're the largest and probably the most influential, but let's be honest, as they all go, the direction that they're all moving in matters. And in this one, we're going to talk about scope. And we'll, you know what, let me just, because if I keep talking about this whole debt and Doge thing, we are going to, it's going to go down fast here, or blood pressure is going to go up fast, depending on how you want to look at it. So to that end right here, make sure that's there. Yes. U.S. credit downgraded by scope over the prolonged budget deadlock. Now, I don't know that that's necessarily the only, matter of fact, in the article, they say that's not the only reason here. But we're going to go and read through a little bit of this right now. Washington's drawn out budget standoff has prompted scope ratings to trim the U.S. credit grade down a notch. And it's continually going down a notch, let's be completely honest. And basically, right here, as you can see, it has been assigned by them a AA- rating as we continue on in this government shutdown and ever decreasing and devaluating, as Senator Lummis put it in that piece we just watched, dollar. So basically, they're saying that Scope noted that falling government standards are only reducing the consistency of U.S. policymaking and making it harder for Congress to confront long-term problems. But even before the government shutdown, the U.S. has been struggling to maintain its high credit rating, much like Moody's. As BC just pointed out, in May, downgraded the country's credit rating. And again, the biggest one, I get it. But anyway, Moody's lowered the U.S. credit rating from basically AAA down to, what was it, AA. So bottom line is, and I don't want to read through this whole article because I'm not here to read to you. you need to realize that there's a lot of different factors going on here. There's a lot of things at play. The credit rating, though, not necessarily the only factor for why Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the like should be considered and in your portfolio and all that kind of good stuff. Man, wait. Awesome. Thank you, Mining Stocks. Techman, and explain this to me like I'm 5. Why can't the government Why can't the government finance all this debt internally at 0%? Set a budget for the future expenses and get this turned around. Okay, I'm not sure that I can explain that to you like I'm 5, and I didn't have time to run that, and I'm not going to do it live here on the stream through AI for it to explain it to you like 5. But I'm going to suggest, again, because I don't have it readily available, you think I would by now, you go watch The Hidden Secrets of Money, that entire playlist, and particularly number 4, episode 4. That will break it all down. Now, again, like I've mentioned many times before, you're going to have to watch that video like multiple times. I watched it 4 times trying to wrap my head around the entire thing. And it completely explains, or in my opinion, completely pushes the why we are going to end up in this nightmare scenario that's coming with regard to our economy and so on. All right, let's keep going. We got some key economic data coming this week, I guess. I mean, again, considering that the government is closed here. Wednesday, Fed interest rate decision. This is what kind of everybody is hanging their proverbial hats on. Let's be honest. We're going to definitely see a rate cut. I'm of the persuasion going to be quarter, so 0.25. I believe Piper said the same thing this morning. Yeah. And we got Microsoft, Alphabet, and Meta earnings on Wednesday. We got President Trump. If you haven't already heard, supposedly, and I think Trump's talking about this a little later on today, about trying to square away the trade agreements with regard to the U.S. and China to do something to stave off all of this tariff war stuff. But I guess he's supposed to be meeting with Xi on Thursday. And so these things are all in the works. They're coming. They're going to affect the markets. It's going to increase volatility, obviously, and especially, in my opinion, in the crypto markets. So go ahead and I don't know, follow the markets and make some trades. I just want to take a quick second and say thank you to everybody that's here. We got a bunch of people here on X. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys being here, and a lot of people on YouTube. Don't forget, vote in that poll. We're going to wrap that poll up shortly. I'm interested to see what you think. Are we gonna, is October back, man? Is October back? So yes or no? Go check that out. And don't forget, if you haven't already done it, like, subscribe, share, appreciate all of that. I'll let you guys know as the week progresses what's going on with Trade Intuition schedule, with Joe's schedule, and if he'll be back here on Wednesday. All right. So I know everybody's heard about this by now. Trump pardons CZ. Now, it's not like I want to dwell on this particular set of information, but I think to the point I was trying to make earlier when I was talking about American Bitcoin, the Trump-owned Bitcoin mining company, and even in previous episodes of this 11 o'clock stream, we've talked about the Trump family influence on the cryptocurrency markets, on their basically lining their pockets from this space, and even to the point of the ballroom that's being built on the White House. Look at some of the biggest donors, crypto-related donors, right? Anyway, so when Trump was actually even asked about this, we're going to talk about and show that in a couple of articles I want to follow up on. He was basically like, yeah, everybody told me it wasn't really even a crime what he did, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Get that. Understood. But there are other effects with regard to this. Now, WLFI jumps on CZ's pardon. And I don't want to get into all the metrics. Link in the description. You can go ahead and read this article. They actually break down about how it was trading up about 11% in 24 hours, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the piece that I think is important. Markets read the decision. So the decision to pardon CZ as positive for the industry. And I think at least part of that, now I think Binance saw an uptick in price because of that. And so did WLFI. Basically, they're reducing the perceived policy risk and improving the odds of a friendlier enforcement environment, right? The bottom line is this administration definitely going on a more friendlier tack than the Biden administration. And to that point, I mean, in his comments about CZ, Trump literally made the point of CZ being basically another victim of the Biden administration's enforcement, regulation through enforcement actions that we saw. I appreciate the conversation going on in the chat with regard to the debt and so on. Maybe we need to, talk about that in another live stream. I need a sip of coffee, guys, out of the CCM swag mug here. Wet my whistle to keep going. About halfway through. Normally, by the way, we would forward you on to T.I. Joe's stream, but he's not even going live at noon today. Again, if you're in his group, you already know what's going on. And he said he's going to keep everybody up to date with regard to his schedule. So be aware of that. And yeah, so let's keep moving. Now, this one, again, to the point I was making, again, about everybody doing insider trading, lining their pockets, basically being corrupt politicians. We've got, Maxine Waters. Talk about corrupt politicians, but again, not making this political. Like, I'm touching my head because I even thinking about this and about to talk about this is starting to give me a headache. But I mean, Maxine Waters, perfectly fermented as she is, we saw her involved in the whole FTX. Got pictures of her with SBF, kissing SBF, basically, obviously hand out to all of the bribes. And let's be honest, that's what they were. That SBF put out there as he was basically screwing his screwing all the users of FTX. Anyway, the point is, and I know I'm pinpointing Maxine Waters with regard a crypto lens here, but let's be honest, Maxine Waters has all kinds of other shady things. And Dave Digital, free Sam Bankman free. Yeah, let's not and say we did. Let's not and say we did. Yeah, exactly. All right. Anyway, let's read through this, or at least parts of this real quick. United States Representative Maxine Waters strongly criticized U.S. President Donald Trump for his decision to pardon Binance founder CZ. Trump pardoned CZ on Thursday, saying people told him what he did was not even a crime. Waters, a top Democrat on the House Committee of Financial Services, hit back later that day, claiming that Trump is doing massive favors for crypto criminals who have helped line his pockets. I take a little bit of reservation with crypto criminals, but I mean, she's not wrong. Of course he is. I mean, and I don't know how anybody who's kind of paying even semi attention doesn't feel the same way. Again, for the circumstances of where we are right now in the United States and what we had an option of in the last election. It is what it is. Best choice, better, or well, best choice. Lesser of two evils choice is probably more accurate to put that out there. Jar is saying SBF is the reason I bought Solana. Amateur move. Yeah, I remember you telling that story actually, and you know what? I'm with you. Blame SBF. Who cares? Oh man. But anyway, right here, I just want to hit this last piece for those who are unfamiliar with the whole CZ getting, his hand slapped. We'll go with that because this isn't crypto on the rocks. And CZ was given a 4-month prison sentence in April 2024 after pleading guilty to one count of violating the U.S. Bank Secrecy Act for failing to maintain an effective anti-money laundering program at Binance. He was subsequently released from custody that September. And I don't know how old this picture is that they use here of Maxine Waters. I mean, again, the paint is thick, but she's much more fermented than that these days. So, yeah, it is what it is. Obviously, no fan of Maxine Waters. God help me. God help me. But let's, again, political theater. It's all a game. It is who's lining whose pockets in Washington, D.C., regardless of where you stand on crypto, etc. Yeah, facts, man. I'm just spouting facts about Maxine Waters. Anyway, but I guess how's the term go? And to this next story, where Binance now is hiring lobbyists to be in DC. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Is that how that goes? Yeah, there you go. Use it. She is, man. Honestly, it looks like she's been pickled or something. I'm just saying. I don't know. My humble opinion, man. My humble opinion. All right. Anyway, you gotta, the crypto was definitely a huge influence in the United States in this past 2024 election cycle, right? I mean, we had anywhere, depending on what estimates you want to see going on in the United States, between 50 and 80 million cryptocurrency users, holders voting in this last election cycle. So it was definitely a block that gave notice, quite frankly, to all of the candidates, and even on other levels of the federal government, such as, and I followed it quite extensively, the challenge by John Deaton. For those who don't know, John Deaton, you can look him up. Advocate for the space, huge Bitcoin holder, been the guy who helped file the amicus brief during the for the XRP people during that whole crap show when the SEC was targeting XRP, running against Elizabeth Warren and her anti-crypto army. Which, God willing, is completely dead at this point. I'd say that, but I'm sure it's really not, because again, banking association in Warren's pockets. Again, I'm getting down rabbit holes, man. I'm literally, holy crap. I'm almost 50 minutes in, and I'm only just over halfway through. I gotta move. I gotta pick up the pace, folks. Gotta pick up the pace. I don't want to keep you here too much longer. Anyway, Binance hires lobbyists in DC for regulatory relief. Binance has engaged U.S. lobbyists to seek regulatory relief and presidential pardons, obviously. And right here it says they spent over $740 million since February. So almost $1 billion. I mean, I'm sorry, $740,000, almost $1 million since February. I mean, crazy amount of money, but I mean, it's pay to play. Let's be honest, down in DC these days. Hence my dismay with what Trump is doing with regard to the to the crypto space. We're gonna say he's doing it to the crypto space. And I just want to go over this quote right here. Although in their defense, they're saying we're focused on financial policy issues and administrative relief. And I think the crypto space as a whole definitely needs representation down in DC. There's no argument about that. Quite frankly, it needs representation in lots of state legislatures. And if you haven't already watched about the Free State Bitcoin Digital Asset Conference video I put out from the New Hampshire Blockchain Council, where they actually do address how they're trying to put these pieces in place on a state level. In particular, this is New Hampshire I'm talking about. They also highlight a few different things in a few different states, such as Wyoming, where we see Senator Lummis hailing from. So if you haven't already watched that video, I didn't think about it. I should have put that link in the description. Go ahead and do that. And Kevin Hawthorne, I see you. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. But I'm going to try and pick it up here a little bit. I'm so sorry, folks. I'm lagging on here. But here we go. Japan launched its digital yen on Ethereum, Avalanche, and Polygon. And as you see here, they're also, the Japan's Financial Services Agency may also review regulations that allow banks to acquire and hold BTC and, quite frankly, I'm sure other cryptocurrencies as potential investment. And this is just the wave of where our adoption cycle is going. And to that end, the next few pieces that I'm going to throw out here, again, at an increased pace, I apologize for being a little long in the tooth here. It shows our growing level of cryptocurrency adoption. So, you know what? I need to wet the whistle here. So cheers and my coffee here. Appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. And has anybody seen Nightbot kind of coming on in here? I have not. I don't know. I had timer set, so I was kind of hoping the timers would pop on in there, but we are past some of those time things. Let's take your time. There's an empty slot today anyway. Joe is away. Yeah, no, you're right about that. I was kind of thinking that there would be someone else live. I hadn't had the opportunity to really go look, like meet Damien or that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm hoping to still forward you to someone in the community so you can get some of that other additional information because you know what? Got to work together, right? Got to work together. Hashtag givers gain to help grow things here. But thank you, Dave Digital. Appreciate you. Okay. As more, wait, what did I just do? Good Lord, man. I keep pressing all the wrong buttons because I'm trying to do it all today. Here we go. Stablecoins, right? We've had the passage of the Genius Act. We're moving along with regard to things related to that. We've seen some of these issuers like Circle, for example, putting in for national banking charters. And we're going to talk national banking charters again in an upcoming section here. Anyway, Western Union. You know, there was a day Western Union was the only way. It was the only game in town to be sending money. And expensive as up to send money with Western Union. But they realize it's adapt or change, right? Adapt or die, rather. So here you go. Western Union to pilot stablecoin-powered transfers for its customers in over 200 countries. It's coming, folks. Whether, again, I know I just highlighted the Genius Act here in the United States, but guess what? It's coming to a country near you. I do know I got people here from outside the country. So a country near you, if it's not already there. And Western Union is just doing their part to help increase that adoption. And it's not like I'm trying to be like pat Western Union on the back. Honestly, it's like they're just part of the archaic / dying system. And BC saying, I'm about to start playing in the Forex is like huge. Last I checked, like $7 trillion space. You can correct me if I'm wrong with that. Yeah, Forex. Woo. Good for you, man. And you know, Western Union doesn't want to be the only one playing around in the stablecoin market. Hell, there's so many people that now that we've got the Genius Act want to play around in the stablecoin market. If you use a lot of these, I want to say third-party payment processors, again, Western Union, Cash App, PayPal, whatever, they're all integrating stablecoin payments. Now, here's another one, Zelle. You know what? Small story time on the side here. I didn't even know when the first time someone told me, hey, why don't you just send it by Zelle? I felt like a boomer, I guess. I was like, what the hell is Zelle? I had no idea whatsoever. And later found out that because I use pretty much credit unions for the most part to do the fiat banking I need to do. Then I saw like a notice from them basically saying that they were integrating Zelle. And I was like, what the hell is this Zelle thing? But they have gone everywhere. Zelle is, and probably because they have, I don't want to say completely, but very well integrated themselves in the banking and credit union sectors. They have, yeah, they're a major player now. Major player. Yeah, making money off money. Yeah, exactly. There it is. That's what there you go. BC's got so much stuff going on. Have you seen his counter this? If you're not watching that, man, I don't know what to say. It's kind of like the Simple Terms podcast on Saturday mornings. You got to watch that one. And the counter this, if you want to think, first off, take a little bit of a break from crypto, but yet what he discusses also affects the cryptocurrency space. You need to watch that new channel, Counter This. And I know this past weekend, he went live on Sunday, but I'm pretty sure his plan going forward is for him and LBC to be live on Saturdays. BC, if I'm wrong, correct me in the chat. You love Zelle, really? Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. I had no clue. Honestly, no idea. They were telling me Zelle, and I was just like, honestly. And even to this point, I think I have used Zelle to make some payments. I use it very rarely. Truth be told, kind of don't like using it. But again, could be a boomer kind of thing. Just saying. Luigi, seeing you popping on in there. Welcome. And all right, let's keep going as we move along. I've got about 3 or 4 more things to talk through here, and then we're going to see if somebody's live, and I'm going to forward you on over. Appreciate everybody's patience. I appreciate everybody being active in the chat, and thank you very much. Let's keep moving. So, Crypto.com, a lot of stuff Joe and I have been talking about during these streams with regard to Crypto.com. They got a lot of things going on, no doubt, as do many of these centralized cryptocurrency exchanges. We're going to talk about Coinbase in a minute. But yeah, lots of things going on with regard to that. In this case, Crypto.com has joined the ever-growing list of filers for national bank trust charters. So it makes sense. This is just where they're trying to take the industry to move these digital payments along, right? To integrate into this traditional finance system, the stablecoin rails to make these payments work. Now, again, I think we're going to see most of this on a level that, or most of this will happen on a level that's not going to be necessarily retail initially. It's going to be a lot of, bank to bank, central bank to central bank, that kind of thing initially. But then we're going to see the retail end of that. And these guys being banks are going to just help to make that happen. Oh, and BC Port Corp, again, counter this. BC Port Corp, LBC, every Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Is it 2 p.m. Eastern time? Or is it 2 p.m. your time? Okay. I'm going to trust BC. He knows better than me. Who the hell am I? But 2 p.m. Eastern time, according to BC. And one other thing, I like Zelle because you don't have to spend money and transfer it around. Oh, excuse me, to send money and transfer it around. Now you can just use crypto directly. Like, okay, so there you go. There it is. Again, if he uses it much more than me, well, there it is. Like I try not to. I'm not even gonna lie. But then we're going to let's finish this up. We're going to talk two things going on with Coinbase and Mt. Gox. I don't know if anybody saw this. It just, I think, dropped within the last like hour and a half. So we're going to take a look at that, and then I'll give you the wrap up, and we'll move on from there. So Coinbase, first thing. Again, whoops, I meant to have that up here. Sorry about that, guys. Coinbase CEO wants every startup to launch, fund, and IPO on chain. Now, I think there's something to this. I like the idea. I think moving on to a blockchain makes sense. Now, I'm going to assume that, well, Armstrong is going to be promoting a more centralized blockchain like, base. But I think this is a good idea, and done right could be a huge piece of forward moving fundraising for small startups. Anyway, let's just to give you the points here. Basically, he outlined his vision for bringing an entire startup life cycle on chain during a recent interview. And again, the link to that interview is right here. Links to everything I'm talking about in the description, except the last piece, and I'm going to put that in the chat so you can go and access that when and if you wish to do so. He's saying that it will allow blockchain technology or people to access blockchain technology at the earliest stages of looking to create investments and raise money, right? Sorry, guys, need a swig here. While making the fundraising process faster, cheaper, and obviously more transparent. And that's a huge piece. The transparency, to me, is a huge piece. Now, this is all possible because of something that Joe and I actually told you about last week, where Coinbase spent right here $375 million to acquire Echo, which is an on-chain capital raising platform. And that is just crazy that they, first of all, spent that amount of money to acquire this, but it makes sense as they're looking forward for their business and trying to give opportunities for companies and not, startups is what they're saying in this point. But I think even existing companies, this may be a new way to do things, and eventually that will be the next stage in what they're trying to bring on through this Echo platform, and in my opinion through Coinbase itself. Basically, Echo before purchase has helped over 300 projects raise more than $200 million since they launched in 2024. So, I mean, moving forward, I think this is more what we're going to be seeing, to be quite frank. So, and I just saw Jesse coming on in here. Jesse, welcome. Appreciate you being here. If you're a channel member, or Jesse emojis in the chat. Appreciate you, man. But there's one other piece of Coinbase related news I want to share, and then we're going to move on to that last item I have for you for your consumption today, folks. And Coinbase, let's try that again. Coinbase's X402 AI payments protocol sees 10,000% surge in activity. Now, okay, I get it. It was kind of just fully rolled out, fully released, all that kind of thing. And I'm going to just hit the key takeaways here because, again, links are in the description. Go ahead and follow up on it. Save me from reading this to you. But the key takeaways here, Coinbase's X402 protocol saw a 10,000% surge in transactions, processing nearly 500,000, so 500,000 payments in 1 week. The protocol revives the HTTP 402 payment required That's what that code is, okay? To enable instant on-chain stablecoin payments. Because again, remember, that's why these places are putting in all these banking charter requests. They want to be in this rail environment. They want, as BC always says, they want their piece of the pie with regard to the fees that are going to come from these stablecoin movements. And I'm just going to read this last piece, and then I'm going to relate this a little bit to what BC and Bedell and I are going to be talking about tonight. Basically, this is raising developer interest that has fueled the powered token launches. So again, this combines a bunch of things: stable coins, the traditional banking system, cryptocurrency, and AI. AI is going to be the main topic of what we're going to be discussing tonight. We're gonna branch out a bunch of on a few other different items as we're talking about AI. Probably AI as it relates to crypto. I know BC wanted to talk about other more traditional stock plays that may be fueled by AI, for lack of a better word. And so and he's talked about a lot of it. Nuclear, huge moves. BC has been telling everybody about it. And here's the thing. I agree. I got in on some of that early too. It's one of the few things I do stock wise, and it has been very beneficial. But I still think we're early. So maybe go and listen to BC. I'm pretty sure to answer your question, Jesse, it is. I thought I had it completely integrated. If I wasn't here alone this morning, I would have gone and tried to activate it here somehow. But because again, I just set it up. Nightbot is here somehow, or supposedly, but maybe I messed up, and that's why I can't, or it's not just coming on, because I did have time messages that I wanted Nightbot to put out. But yeah, it is here already, just probably not set up correctly, because is what it is, man. Is what it is. All right, one last piece of news, and then I'm going to see if somebody's live, and we'll forward you on. And here we go. Hopefully, no one here is talking about, or let's rephrase that, is not involved or otherwise caught up in this whole Mt. Gox debacle. But if you are, here's the latest. They're going to postpone payments for 1 year. And, the big thing with these people is, it's not going to hit the market, not going to tank the price, because, again, for a lot of these Bitcoin maxis, it's all NGU. Number go up. And, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It drives me absolutely insane. I like the upward price action, but, I don't live just for price action. Just saying. But anyway, if you are involved in that debacle, your payments may be delayed. It looks like for a year or so. So be aware of that. Well, I'm going to guess if you're involved, you're already aware. But realize that as we're moving, excuse me, as you're moving forward, we're not going to see those kind of distributions with regard to that. All right, that's going to do it for what I had for news items here this week. And I'm looking, and Meet Damien looks like he's live. So I'm as I'm chatting with you right now, I'm going in the back end of things here, trying to set up that redirect really quickly here. So I apologize for kind of stuttering along, and almost set. Boom. And there it is. All right, super. So now if you're on YouTube, you're going to be forwarded over to Meet Damien today. So make sure when you get there, again, CCM Raid, and let them know where you're coming from. What's going on for the rest of this week? So here we are. Tonight, again, like I've been teasing, and it's going to be, I'll tell you what, BC sent a video for Bedell and I to watch with regard to this whole AI, I think it was called AI 2027 report. Man, I wanted to just say I'm not going to do anything today, and I just want to go hug my grandkids. I'm just saying. But it does lead, or I hope will lead to not only an interesting conversation tonight, but start to create a movement for more of this AI awareness and the potentialities of what's going on with AI. So 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern time, myself, Bedell, and BC live talking about that. Tomorrow, we're back for Matrix Money at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Myself and Crypto Jar, shout out to Jar being in the chat today. Myself, Crypto Jar, are going to be talking with BC Port Corp. Now, we're going to be talking about this whole thing that happened with Amazon, or the main piece of the conversation. We'll be talking about this whole AWS outage that happened about a week ago today, I think, actually. And we've got some tin foil hats, hence the thumbnail. Did you see the thumbnail? I love it. BC came up with that thumbnail for himself. That was great with the tinfoil hat. We're going to be talking about all that, throw out some of our tinfoil hat theories. We're going to obviously talk probably about a couple of other things. And yeah, so watch for that. That's tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Wednesday, 11 a.m. I'll be back live again. Hopefully Joe will be able to be back live with me and we kind of get back to some normal. So watch for that. Wednesday night, though, I'm back on the road again. I've got some traveling to do over the next week. And so I'm going to try and keep up with the current format that I've got going here with regard to all of my live streams and video and so on and so forth. So wish me well with that. And then, of course, Friday night, Crypto on the Rocks, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I think we're going to do a little celebration about the Bitcoin white paper. And, of course, it's Halloween. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of, I haven't gotten dressed up in a Halloween costume in a very long time since my kids were little. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm not making any promises. We'll see what happens with that. So even though that stream's not set up yet, make sure you're marking your calendar. I know most of you that are here right now are regulars there. So I appreciate all of your support. All right. And my mouse just froze. Hello. There we go. All right. That's going to do it. I'm going to send you guys on over to meet Damien. Again, when you get there, I appreciate it if you could say CCM raid in the live chat. That way he knows where you're coming from. And I'll see you guys tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Hodl the Line. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Be safe.